with the U.S. when the administrations change every 4 to 8 years and maybe foreign policy changes?
Well, sometime, changes in any countries always create, like, let's say, a period of negotiation. So we are used to that.
Yeah.
And any administration change in America, we start to talk, we start to negotiate what we have together, what kind of obstacles we have in that relation, and what kind of new opportunity that we should work on it. And then we reach a point that we have this plan to work in the next few years.
You had a good relationship with former President Trump, then President, and his administration. There's several investigations right now with President Biden and his son Hunter, the money he took in from a company in Ukraine and from China, and whether that had an impact either directly to President Biden or on his decisions that he made. In the Trump administration, you had a really close relationship with the president's senior advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner. After he left, Saudi fund made reportedly a $2 billion investment in Jared's new fund he was launching and managing. Do you think that sends the wrong message, even if there wasn't a tit for tat, I'll give you this and you get that?
We look to opportunities and investment. We have investment, a lot of investment around the globe with a lot of peoples and with economical opportunity.
So if Trump becomes president again, you'll leave the $2 billion with Jared Kushner?
It's a commitment that PIF have, and when PIF have commitment with any investor around the globe, keep it.
Would it affect your decisions with a new Trump administration with that sitting there?
Well, Saudi Arabia is so big, so I'm quite sure mostly any person around the world, directly or indirectly, you have something to do with Saudi Arabia. So if that can affect President Trump decision, if he become a president, that means that it's gonna affect every president in the world and every person in the world decision, because directly or indirectly, he have some sort of interest or something to do with Saudi Arabia.
Well, there you go. In time, you will be king here. How is your father?
He's 88-year-old. He's in a good health. I hope a long life and healthy life for him.
Inshallah. Sure. Custodian of the two holy mosques is a title held by the Saudi king. And it's a really serious responsibility, always well understood in the U.S. Could you say something for our viewers about the obligation that implies for the Saudi king, how big a deal that is in the broader Islam?
Well, the two holy sites in Saudi Arabia, it's the two holy sites of Muslims. Mecca, you have Kaaba, which they face 5 times a day, and they have to visit 1 time a life. And you're talking about almost 2 billion people in the planet. And in Medina, you have the grave of the Prophet. So the duty of any king of Saudi Arabia and the duty of all Saudi peoples to serve those 2 places and to serve the visitors of those places. And I believe we did a wonderful job in that area.
Thank you for answering all of these questions. I just spent the past 3 days here, and and do you think you're going to slow down at all?
No, we're trying to speed up every day.
Your Royal Highness, we really appreciate this time. Shukran.
Thank you.
Highness, this is Sindala, right on the water. This has to be exciting to see stuff happening.
Yeah. This is one of a lot of islands that we're developing in the Red Sea. So now around 22 islands under construction. That's one of them. And more going to be announced. So it's a shame that you have the best corals in the planet and the Red Sea. Still doing very well because it can stand heat. And it's not available for tourists to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So next year it's going to be open, almost 5 islands from the 22 under development. But in total in Red Sea we have 1,150 islands. The aim is to develop 50% of that.
I guarantee you the world does not know you have all these places. Not only that, a snow mountain.
It's very close from here. We are hosting the Asian Winter Games in 29 in Saudi. Yeah, that's something going to change. What's Saudi? Saudi is not about just desert. You have forest in it, you have valleys, oases, tropical islands, mountain islands, sandy islands, corals, and you have snow.
Yeah. So what do you do to blow off steam? When you want to relax, like what do you have fun doing?
Video games.
Oh, what's that? Video games.
Video games.
You're a big gamer.
Since I'm a kid, I love it.
Really?
Yeah, it disconnect me from reality.
So, and there's a big video game part of your ministry, right? There's out of sports.
Esports is one of the most important things happening globally. It's the most one of the most growing industry in the planet. It grows by 30% every year. So the return of PIF investment every year we have 15 to 25% of profit. So it's really amazing, and we don't want to miss that.
Yeah. When you see,
it's like beating Hollywood today. So one of the streamer on esport, he have more than 2 billion views, more than the biggest Hollywood movie.
it's amazing.
So it's serious.
And you, to blow off steam, to do something, you get on a video game?
Get on it with my kids or my friend and just disconnect for a few hours.
And if you're outside, what are you, a hiker?
Hiker, diver, enjoying nature. That's the most thing I do outside.
Golfer? This is a Robert Trent Jones Jr. golf course.
Well, there's a lot of small things like golf, paddle, soccer, basketball, whatever, but the main thing is hiking and diving.
So the handicap, is it?
Handicap plus 36. It's horrible.
That's what handicaps are for.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to coming up? I mean, every day is something big for you, listening to your ministers. What are you looking to the next thing?
So today we are trying to close a few things that we are aiming to close it the first half of 2024. And then we're going to shift to implementation and starting preparation for Vision 2040 and announcing Vision 2040 in 2027, 2028. So that's the main thing that we are focusing on.
And do you think that the perception of Saudi is changing? Do you sense that?
Well, I hope that's happening. But for us in Saudi Arabia, we don't look at that. For us in Saudi Arabia, when we do change, we look to our needs, to our people needs, and to our economy needs. If it changed the perspective positively, great.
Yeah. We really appreciate the time. Shukran. And we look forward to seeing where Saudi Arabia is by 2030 and beyond.